Peace family, what's going on? We back at it with another one. As y'all can see from the title of this video, we about to get into another controversial review. But before we get into it, I hope everybody good and blessed. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video. That's the only way we gonna get to the algorithm. If y'all like and subscribe. And while you at it, comment down below, let me know that you subscribe. That way I can welcome and thank you personally. And on the subject of subscribing, subscribe to my main channel, because this is my backup channel. My main channel is called Let's Talk by CahreeLynch. Same title as this, just without 2.0. So if you subscribe to this channel and that channel, comment down below. Let me know you subscribe, and I'll welcome you. I'll give y'all a minute to do all that. All right, cool. So Michael Knowles, he completely owns a eccentric professor who's supposed to be aware of the things that she says and the things that others says. I mean, she's a professor at a respected university, and she got students who look up to her, but yet she doesn't understand the meaning of certain phrases and words. Let's get into it with her and Michael Knowles.
You cited a list of statistics in your talk which you claim support the idea that illegal immigrants are dangerous or criminals.
I cited a number of statistics that show that they commit federal crimes at a significantly higher rate than native-born Americans. Yeah.
Okay. So what role do you think that structural racism and inherent bias has to play in those statistics?
I don't think that the people who enter this country illegally are forced to do so by some sort of systemic racism. There's no systemic American racist going down to El Salvador and saying, you better get up and sneak into the United States. And there's nobody in the United States who forces people who come here illegally to commit crimes. I think the premise of this question is actually quite offensive, though it's a popular assumption, which is that illegal aliens somehow don't have free will. It's the assumption that illegal aliens are somehow morally uneducated. They have no sense of right and wrong. They have no ability to control their emotions and their impulses. This is obviously profoundly racist and not true. We have free will. We have the ability to do what we want to do. This is why, by the way, the majority of Hispanic people in the United States and Hispanic voters oppose illegal immigration. The races are exactly the same. The ethnicity is exactly the same. The question of crime is different because race does not determine your criminality.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that people of color are more likely to be convicted of crimes unfairly than white people.
They're more likely to commit certain crimes. That's true. I don't think that's because of their race. I think it's because of aspects of their free will and perhaps of culture.
That's not true. I'm talking about...
That is true. I mean, what I just said is true.
I'm not quite sure where you're getting your statistics from, and you choose
from
to
the federal government.
You choose to interpret them in your...
Bureau of Justice Statistics and Department of Homeland Security.
Can I talk? Is that okay?
You said you didn't know where I got my statistics from, and I'm telling you where I get them from.
Well, it would have been nice if you could have let me finish my sentence. Anyway,
I was answering your question.
You are using your statistics for your own agenda, and that's your prerogative.
I'm citing statistics because they're true.
I'm talking about the fact that I'm faculty here. I also support our protester in the back.
What do you support specifically? Do you think that anti-immigrant rhetoric is violent free speech?
Well, yes, because of the reasons.
You think that speech is violence?
No, I think that
that's what that sign says.
The conversation that you're having is oppressive.
So I am oppressing people by what I'm doing. So I am exerting violence on people by my speech. That's what the sign says, and that's what you just...
Yeah, basically. I'm caught it right there for a second, because I believe that term, especially nowadays, is used too loosely. When someone says something that you don't like, it's oppressive. America was founded on freedom of speech, freedom to assembly, just basically free will. Our founding fathers wanted to get away from, the tyranny of the how it was in the old world back in the British Empire and everything. So I find it funny that the Constitution says that we can do all these things and we're supposed to be free. Every man is free, lest he be a slave. Yet, when you say something that someone disagree with, you're oppressing them. And then they use that as some sort of mechanism to cancel you, or even maybe even get you, reprimanded legally. So let's continue.
It contributes to
And the protester is saying that's exactly what I'm doing, and she's saying that's exactly what her sign means. So that means that you, a faculty member at an American public university, paid for by taxpayer dollars, are conflating speech with violence.
Yes. Speech can be violent. What you are saying contributes to systemic racism in this country. It means that my students of color are pulled over and accused of stealing a car when they did not.
I'm not pulling anybody over for stealing any cars. I see many people of many different races in this room. They all seem to be doing just fine. I don't think any of them have felt violence because they listened to a lecture on basic facts about our immigration system. The question was, have I asked people in this room if they've felt as though some violence has been committed on them? No, I haven't asked, because no violence has been committed on you. Because violence is not a subjective feeling. Violence is an objective fact.
Correct. What he just said was totally correct. I was about to say it my damn self, but he said it better than I ever could say.
Objectively gauge whether or not someone has become violent. The other day, I was at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. Some protester attacked me with some weird chemical. That was an objective act of violence. But somebody disagreeing with me, such as some people in this room are doing, are not committing violence on me. And I would say to you, as a faculty member at a taxpayer-funded university, this is the foundation of liberal education. If you cannot understand that there is a difference between speech and violence, you don't understand anything that undergirds the liberal arts or liberal education. And that is a real shame. And I say this with all respect and with great distress for our universities. If our teachers don't understand the difference between ideas and violence, between speech and violence, then they are in no position to educate the next generation of Americans.
Yeah, basically. But it's not just her. I mean, we're not going to isolate that lady. That is society today as a whole. It seems like people can't distinguish the difference between freedom of choice and speech, between violence. And the irony of it is, they try to call you violent, but in turn, they're the ones who end up being violent against you because they say you're violent. It's a oxymoron, and it's kind of stupid, but like I say, what do I know? But that's my little rant for this video. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to my other channel, my main channel, where I got most of my subscribers and over 200 videos. Let's Talk by Lynch. Same title as this, just without the 2.0. Subscribe and let me know that you subscribe by a comment down below. And I'll welcome and thank you personally. And I'll see y'all into the next one. Peace.